Hey guys, I'm back. I know it's been a couple weeks. How's everyone doing? Um, it is Cyclone back, and I am playing one of my all-time favorite games, Grim Dawn. I'm not going to do this for too long. I just want to make that clear at the start of this video. But here's the deal, guys. I come back to this game once in a while and check it out and pick up from where I left off. The point of this game to me and a lot of games in this genre is to try things out and see how far you can get. And my frame rate sucks, but I think we'll have to make do. Again, I don't have the world's best PC, but it gets the job done to a degree, so I just live with it. So here's the deal, guys. This character started as a very close to being a full-on Caligadra face tank, which is the hardest hitting boss in the game. Caligadra, one-shots most builds, unless you put in the absolute best in slot gear and best stat layout and devotion plan that you can to handle the huge physical damage that Caligadra deals. This is why Soldier is one of the meta classes of this game. Soldier has way too many options for physical, just general beefiness. You got additional physique and health. These are things that help your character defensively quite a bit. Also equipping some of the best gear that you can find. But here's the thing. I'm not using a meta class, I'm using a Tactician. Now, Tactician's not... I think Tactician is on the lower end of a lot of people's scales today, especially being a class that uses Soldier in it. I wanted, when I originally built this character, I wanted to actually build something that was like a pierce ranged character that could pierce through physical res and armor. It went through many different identities, but at the moment, I'm enjoying what it's doing right now. And again, I need to preface this that this is a self-found build, and I can't preface enough how important it is to make that distinction. A lot of people who stream or showcase these types of games, they mod in stuff. When you mod in items, you are cheating. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how you play. Like, if you want to cheat or take shortcuts to make a powerful character because you don't have the time or whatever, that is absolutely fine. It just means that the experience of, if the viewer wants to replicate something you do, there are tools that you could do to get there. But if you're just going through self-found, I don't expect that anybody would play the same character. And that's frankly kind of the point. When I play one of these games, I don't want to follow somebody else. I want to, if there are good ideas out there, that's great, but I want to make my own character. But why would I showcase a character that's not meta and doesn't matter to a streamer? Because this is a self-found character, 500 hours in. Well, that's not true. This is probably 250. The other one's my Saboteur. Actually, I could tell you how long I've been playing. Can't you find that out? Isn't it here? I don't know. Yeah, and I've died a bunch, because again, I'm not playing. 5 days. So actually, no. 200 hours, right? No, 125 hours. 130 hours. Okay, so yeah, not really that bad. Okay. But again, I went in testing it out, seeing what I could do with a Tactician. Again, I have video of the old ultra tank variant of this character, which is basically this with some other changes in the gear and devotions. Face tanking Caligadra's hits. Huge regen, huge hit, mitigation. You can just stand in front of Caligadra and take shit. Now, Caligadra there were moments where her burst damage was actually getting through that character's defenses. but I wasn't using a set. And I'm also not using the best statistic items. Like, the statistics of these items aren't the top rolls. Where a modder can put in the top rolls, the best rolls, I can't do that. My stats are nerfed just by the fact that I'm playing it legitimately. So if you play 5,000 hours, yeah, you've probably acquired best roll items. Like, for an example, I, for the life of me, cannot find a better chest than this. It has 30% physical damage. I want one with over 100. I can't find it. It just will not drop at the moment. I can't find, for some reason, physical chest pieces are not dropping for me. That's just RNG. That's how it is. Like, the stats are good here. You get the cunning spirit, the whatever, but you get that 5% armor, the bleeding res. I mean, this is just a good chest minus the rolls being a little too low. But, you know, I kind of like this. The stun duration is really why I'm wearing it. That's the biggest thing. You know, you want some resistance to stun in the ultimate difficulty. Long story short, let's just get to the chase here. I changed this into a ranged cadence character, but now I'm using it as a melee cadence character. And there are a couple things I've done to update the character. I think in my last video I had a lot of these same pieces of gear on the character. I don't know if I had these on at the time, I might have. But again, this is more of an offensive option to what I was using before. I need the damage. I need the clear speed. So I use this for Battle Cry. It just helps a little bit there with the speed and damage. And again, because I'm using Cadence, I want more speed. Like, I want to proc my third attack as often as possible. Cadence scales your third attack and buffs it significantly. So I have Cadence up to 22 points. And this just helps with the overall design of clearing out content with a Cadence build, right? I'm not even using Force Wave, I'm just using Cadence. You know, the other thing that my build uses, which is new, besides, you know, some healing and mitigation and physical buffing, is this. The Mythical Ring of the Black Matron. Now, if you have your hands on this thing, hold on to it. Of course, hold on to every legendary in this game, because you may never see one again for several hundred hours, right? You don't know. This has points into Cadence, but then it also has the Black Matriarch's Venom ability, minus 10% physical resistance. I can't tell you how important this is. Whenever you can find physical attack reduction or resistance reduction in your skills, your characters, your loadouts, put it on. If you can maintain good stats and still get that effect, excellent. I'm using that in addition to the Doombringer, where I get this Herald that increases my crit damage and all of my damage. Also gives points to Fighting Form. You know, crit damage, Fighting Form. That's on top of the fact that I'm now using the Mythical Guillotine, which has even more crit damage. More just ability for your character to deal damage and clear. And this thing also gives health back on hit. That is extremely important. When you're talking about a face, sort of face attacking character right up in your grill, sort of like close range, this is a very good choice. You know, Revel in Death is awesome. I mean, it keeps this character going. It's kind of how I look at it. I have not been able to replace this ring. The only problem is it rolled elemental damage. If I found a physical variant, that would be amazing. I just haven't yet. This ring just has too many good things going. 11% health. You know, the energy is not, it helps a little bit. But then, of course, you got the res in there, the elemental res being key. I haven't found a ring upgrade that's like, actually this one is probably an upgrade, isn't it? Now that I'm here and I just hovered over this, isn't this an upgrade? I think this is actually an upgrade, because at least I get pierce damage. That is part of my I lose a little bit of health, but I have health regen being, that might be a buff actually. Really? Really? I may have to equip that. That's funny. Uh, huh. And okay. So I may need to do that. I may need to do that. Wow. That's funny. Huh. That would be better damage. Also, you're getting that extra lightning res, which I need. Oh wait, what's my poison at? My poison's good. Was there a reason I wasn't using this? Vitality's there. Elemental. No, this is better, man. This is flat out better. I'd lose a little health, but you know what? I would lose a little health, right? 11%. Actually, I would lose a ton of health. I would lose over 1,500 health. You know what? It's not. I think the health is actually more important. You might call me crazy, but no, I think that's more important. Anyway, so I'm stacking like a bunch of crit opportunities here, physical mitigation, but then I've fit in Assassin's Mark into this build. Now I'm leveling this thing up. Way too important. Look at the reduction that this puts on your enemy. I mean, your damage goes way up when you mitigate their resistances. I mean, it's arguably the most important way to add damage is reducing your enemy's resistance to your damage. So this is huge. I might not have huge tooltip attack. You know, I put my renewal on. I buff myself up a little bit here, but this isn't necessarily like a deal breaker. I'm mitigating their physical res, and I'm critting a bunch. So, yeah, 10% chance to crit isn't great, but when you think about it, with cadence, I mean, yeah, you could increase the damage more with this character a little bit, but I'm happy with, as a self-found character, where this thing lives in terms of like being self-found. You know, I'm gonna get crits over 100 grand from time to time. The thing is that the executioner, the guillotine, excuse me, it empowers you with kills. So the more trash you clear, the more damage you end up doing. And I forget if there's a way to like get that to proc on the dummies, but I can get crits over 100 and something thousand, like 60, 70,000 with some build up. So it's possible. Oh, there's 103. So you'll see it clear 100 grand. With kills, you'll start going up even more. So not complicated in terms of design. The build is very straightforward. You run up and hit things. It's that simple. But you do want to place your banner down. And right now, Assassin's Mark is being procced by my berry. So all the enemies in this zone here are Assassin Marks, basically. So they take more physical damage. And that burst just cleared all of them. You see that? And the heroes, yep, there we go. And it's a little annoying on stream to play with the lag, so I'm sorry about that, but it's the best I can do at the moment. Casting speed on a belt, you don't say, huh? With some nice cooldown reduction. You got the skilled reduction. Kind of crappy resistances. There might be something niche about that. But so, again, like, you mod in gear, you'll play a stronger character. You find a character, achieving something that can beat the main campaign and ultimate is a good goal to have. This character might be decent in Shattered Realm. I don't love Shattered Realm. It's okay. Never was a huge fan of the timer mechanic. Just me though. That's it's Diablo 3 in this game. And look, I don't racing is fine, but there's still RNG. So it's like, did you get a good dungeon? Did you get the right layout of enemies? Or are you just unlucky? That's why the timer. Do we have supporters? I think we do.
I can't do that.
Let's get rid of that. Am I doing damage? Yeah, there we go. There's a stupid support. Gotta get rid of the supports. This character can clear Korvac just fine. Kaiman just fine. It can clear, what's his name? It can clear our good friend here, Osire. Osire is no problem. I can beat Osire just fine. So I would say like the main game worry points are fine. Caligadra, I don't think I'm surviving Caligadra. I think Caligadra is stomping my face in. I can almost guarantee you that Caligadra is stomping my face. You have to design, for a fight like that, you need to design the character specifically for it, with the right roles. Otherwise, you aren't surviving. So it's a dedicated, you dedicate a character. Ooh, what the heck? Can I even fit that? A Dawnbreaker Sledge. Can I even fit that in my inventory right now? If I get rid of that, I can. What's a pain in the ass? Wait, I got an idea. Hold on. There we go.
That skill is not ready.
My banner's down. So again, it's good. It's playable. I like the performance. Okay, so this is actually interesting. So now I have 2 of these, which could potentially be a build. You get reduced target. It has shield damage blocked. Why would you use 2 of these? I don't know. Can you use 2 of them? Yeah, why not? I could if I wanted, but it's meant for a shield. Assassin's Mark is down, okay. And again, as Assassin's Mark gets leveled up, it'll improve my damage naturally. So that'll be interesting to see. It'll go up to like 30-something% mitigation at max level, which is I think 32%. That's significant. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like. Yeah, this is not a good clear speed. Clearly.
That skill is not ready.
So I am also looking for Bloom while I do this. That's another reason I'm here, guys.
That skill is not ready.
Another thing I can do with this character that can make it a little bit more generally effective, I can change one of my signature skills, whatever you want to call it. So right now, guys, I'm using Aura of Conviction. This has 13% physical resistance. I actually really appreciate that. The offensive ability is nice, and the physical damage is nice. I could go to a way more meta choice than Menhir's Bulwark. This is a very powerful ability. It just makes you way tankier. But without Aura of Conviction, I wouldn't have 100% hit chance. I don't believe. I think I would go down. Well, I don't have 100% right now, but when when Battle Cry happens or something increases my offensive ability. or my hit chance, whatever it is. But, or was that the buff of the Coven? Oh, maybe it was buffed by the Coven. Anyway, so this is low. If I go lower, it's going to really impact my clear effectiveness. If I was to go against Caligadra, I don't even know if I can handle Caligadra at any capacity, but I would go with Menhir's. Menhir's Bulwark is way too powerful. The ability to regen is way too important. But for clearing mobs, like, you want clear. Another thing I'm using that's a little bit different for this build is my runes, which usually runes aren't like one of the main staples of a build, I don't think, because a lot of them are movement, like get out of danger style skills. But I'm actually using one really that helps with the clear speed, and that is this little blade dash that I use here. I hate time warp. I hate it. Time warp is just annoying. It's this key number 2 here. I'll show you after I kill this guy. So it's this Bladed Rift. Guys, this reduces defensive ability and does a little bit of piercing damage, but like, again, you're reducing their defensive ability is pretty important. That's another way to add damage to your build without having to have a huge damage stat. So nerfing the enemy in different ways is important in this game. No matter what type of build you're going for, nerfing the enemy's resistances or defenses or whatever is important. And if you can stack damage on top of that, different ways of doing damage, you can make a very effective character without needing a humongous offensive stat. Like, yes, the offensive stat helps, clearly. You know, you can get a 100% hit chance, but you don't need it necessarily to have pretty consistent clearing speeds. The Caligadra face tank would take 5 times longer to clear these monsters from, these basic monsters, right? Like, it just wasn't fun to farm with it at all. So I way prefer something like this. Now we're gonna put get out of here. Die. All right. Put down the that, and we're gonna whittle away. These guys are tanky. These guys are tanky. And vampiric. Oh, okay. Alright. Assassin's Mark, thank you. It's good. Keep leveling that thing up. There we go. Nerf him. Get him down. Oh, thanks for the 2-item drop. Man, I have a filter, but like, hello. 2 items? No. So again, I'm looking at this and saying it's a good all-arounder. It has some additional DPS from Assassin's Market to acquire, which I'm very interested in seeing how the numbers look when the resistances are, above 30% reduction, so doubling the effectiveness of the skill right now. This is powerful stuff. We have 13 more levels. So yeah, it's going to be 32% physical and pierce, mitigation. That's pretty strong. Put a banner down. Put another barrier down. Start nerfing these guys a little bit. Cool. Trying to get rid of some of the other enemies here. Will make my character stronger. Really stupid plants. Stupid plants. Get that thing going. And then just make tank grenades. Oh, Ugin Bloom. Nice. Good haul. Yeah, sorry if it's a little boring. Trying to get some farming done at the same time. It's trash.
I can't do that.
But notice how I'm fine on damage. No problems with damage or farming a regular path here. If you bump up the difficulty a little and go into one of the void areas, or you go to Korvac's lair, which does, if I go to a Korvac's lair here, which naturally adds a debuff to you, which a lot of the endgame stuff does. Let me show it on screen here. Where is it?
After all these
So you see here, you have less armor. You
dare not even show their faces.
They have retaliation against you, but you have less armor, so that hurts your character. You take more damage from hits, basically, from physical hits. But luckily, my character's so beefy that, what it is, I'm okay. Mitigation's up. Assassin's Mark. The ring, the venom, all that kind of culminating together.
Can't do that.
I'm missing all these hits. Oh,
Can't do that yet. That skill's not ready.
if my chest had more physical damage, that's my first main upgrade. More physical damage on my loadout. I need more physical damage. If I can get it, fantastic. That would be an awesome, awesome thing. So, okay, have this buff up. There's also the thought that I may want to use a different weapon eventually. Like this is a great weapon. You know, Revel in Death. But the problem is, if you're against one of the raid bosses, you're not going to get Revel in Death that often. Those require trash mobs that you can empower you, right? This is great for farming. Don't get me wrong, it's really great for farming. It's just that I'm using this more for the health. Look at that, 9% attack to health is huge. So, you know, and the crit damage when you burst with all the mitigation, it's nice. Like, it does add up. If you get a nice cadence burst off with some crit built in there, it's nice, really. So, hey, whoa, what's this? Pierce, poison, I lose the bleed, but I gain more. Huh.
My inventory is full.
That is a buff to my damage. That's interesting. That's interesting. That one is this superior to this one? Yes, it is, actually. Get rid of that shit. If I'm going for damage, I might as well go for it, you know? That one at least has good resist on top of it, so. Yeah, my current helmet, again, a little low on the fizz roll, but 18% armor. Like, that's a beefy helmet right there. So I'm a big fan of that one. Don't use a legendary helmet at the moment. I might try to craft one day, but figure out which one makes sense. I might. I think that could be the next step. But I have not found a helmet with this much armor. It's by far the most defensive helmet I've found in this game. 18% armor is huge. Let's see. I guess I'll. Oh, here we go. Ooh, this is a nasty little group right here. Alright. Barrier down and get the fastest marks going. Try to get rid of more trash here. Okay. He's gone. One here, idiot. Okay, 0 down. Okay. You know, so Korvac again, I feel like Korvac is a good test. I feel like Korvac is like intro to endgame levels sort of thing. And what you'll see here is that I pretty much I can tank stuff, but I do like to avoid meteors with this current loadout. The meteors do a lot of damage. Let me just take the meteors to show you. Like, that was okay. I actually missed some of those. Like, they missed. So that's good. phase takes a lot longer. Oh, he's rank 108. Okay. Sometimes the bosses are 106, 105, 106, 108 the highest before back down actually. My damage will just spike a little bit with these mods around me here. But the mobs do empower abilities. That's fun. Which is a fun time. Try to save Word of Renewal for lower health situations with the because I don't want to just best build in this game to beat Corvac and like that. I'm not even kidding. You abuse the fuck out of the conversion mechanics and basically all of the debuffing that a character can do, and just like just go through these phases where you call it. But then some of those builds can't fight the raid bosses, right? Because they get sold. So there's a balance. There's a lot of damage going on in this little group. There's a lot of proccing, there's a lot of attacks and spells going on. So, there we go. So these tools. I actually tanked the phase 2 meteors a little better than the phase 1 meteors. You notice that? I think they changed damage type a little bit. Let's see how I tank. I'm almost at 100,000 damage a second. I'm close. It's close against Corvac. You know, that's not terrible. I mean, it's manageable. Corvac's beat. 100,000 per second. Alright. The reason why Corvac takes, like, when Corvac goes airborne, he's harder to hit and shit. Like, there's a lot of phases to Corvac. If he was just standing there taking your hits, it would be a much faster boss fight. Like, these uninterruptible phases are kind of a way for devs to extend a boss fight without making the boss beefier. If I get crits off, I can do 100. about 60, 70,000 health a second. That's what yeah. There we go. There we go. So yeah, with some upgrades, like if I could consistently get above 100,000 damage on Korvac per second and still able to perform like that, I would be very happy with that turnout. You know, that would be good. I would like that level of performance for a self-found build. That would be very respectable to me. Could this character handle a raid boss? It's very doubtful. It's very, 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 very doubtful. But, you know, never say never. I like what I see. I like what I see overall. You know, is Herald of Doom necessary? It's a nice skill to have. The banner does improve your damage, and the range is pretty forgiving. Like, you'll see this here. Watch this thing. So as far as I go out, like, it goes all the way out to here. Like, this is about the range of the banner. Like, right there. So this far out from this banner, I have this increased damage and crit damage, and it lasts for 30 seconds. So it'll have enough cooldown to go somewhere else. And again, it's affecting me in that, like, vicinity. Basically this triangle, like this area, I can crit and have better damage. And that helps in combat situations. So I don't know, I'm liking the direction of this. Not flashy, not crazy, pretty straightforward. I like it. I have just enough healing built in, I feel like. I still have my Everling Grove, and I have the White Lotus, of course. I like this combo quite a bit. Having these two built-in heals with the health regen being buffed. I like that this has Word of Renewal points. This is one of my favorite belts in the game. It's amazing. The avoiding melee attacks, that can save your life in a run. That can absolutely save you from more damage that you don't need to take, or your health is low. It lets you proc one of your skills to save you. I mean, can't underestimate that. These are very powerful. Very good physical roll. I actually got a good physical roll here. Like, go figure. And then, a little conversion to physical damage on the element damage, which is nice. That helps a little bit. But typically I'm looking for that straightforward physical pierce. Those are both good. I think these two are a nice combo right here with Assassin's Mark. I like what these are doing together. So I think it's a good combo. So good combo. I like this with this. Guillotine with Barbaros. This has nice synergy. Battle Cry with Revel in Death. You're looking at buffs throughout. And, I like how it can proc cadence. You're getting that attack to health when you're farming. Because, again, you have to understand something. You're looking at, it actually has points in the Blade Arc, which hold on. I don't use Blade Arc, okay? Blade Arc, I don't know how great Blade Arc is. I mean, 25% crit damage? That's a lot. If I'm going for a crit build, that's interesting. But I know cadence is a very powerful skill. It just is. It's a very good skill. this has knockdown. It's a little more of a utility skill. 5 target max. Maybe more crit. I mean, maybe you go for Blade Arc. I don't know. That's interesting. I think that's interesting. Crit damage with crit damage with crit damage. Maybe. But the thing about Cadence, first of all, I'm scaling it way up here. Passes through enemies. It's a little bit lower on the target maximum, but look at the damage scaling. 46,000, like the main hand damage scaling, just insane. Then you get +4 target. That's 8 targets. You get bleeding damage too, and then here, of course, you get some additional damage. Come on, like I don't know, man. That 8 targets with this is only 5. You can't have additional targets, right? Oh, excuse me, I'm wrong. More. You get more with this. That's fair. You get more targets with Blade Sweep. You get more crit damage. I don't know, man. I mean, look, I could try it. I just don't. I don't have the currency to do that. It'll take a while to build that back up. I could farm with my Saboteur maybe and get that iron thing. I don't know. I'm happy with what I'm seeing here. Could be that this switches out to sweep. Maybe. Or Blade Arc, whatever you want to call it. Just the arcing, the sweeping style character. Maybe. There's a chance of that. I am going to go, guys, in a couple minutes here. It has been fun just catching up a little bit. For those of you who are on the channel, or, what has Cyclone been doing? A lot has happened this year. I had some issues at my house. I had to get things fixed and stuff. Like, this year hit me with a bang. Hunter x Hunter ended. We're on hiatus again. I think I might do reactions to JoJo Lands. It looks like we're getting some Stone Ocean alternate universe stuff. I'm pretty excited about that. It almost guaranteed at this point. He might redo some ideas from Stone Ocean. It looks like money is involved. It looks like, the Papua New Guinea and the Pacific Islands. It looks like that's our focus for this arc. Rock humans, because Hermes is on the cover, it looks like, and she was considered a rock human in Part 8, so he hinted toward it. I'm like, why? It makes perfect sense that, I don't know, why wouldn't you bring Hermes back and bring rock people back? I don't know. So let's see, I've got, this would be 16, 17, 29 points to max this out. I could do it. I could. I just don't know how effective it'll be, frankly. I don't know.
Farewell.
I like what I'm seeing. I think this character's on a good path for what I'm looking for. And of course, Banner is good for multiplayer. I can buff allies. That's good for team play. This is a good team character. Tacticians, I think, are good team characters. You got to use the barriers. You can be a range style if you want. Play it like this if you want. You have a lot of different options. I'll just finish on this mob, guys, and I'm going to call it a stream there, but it was a good time getting back. Just a couple of minutes. And again, I'm around. I'm not I'm not uploading on the regular right now, guys. I'm really not, but I am around. You might just not see as many uploads from me consistently. Just have that expectation in the near future. I think, again, JoJo lands. There's a definite possibility that I react to that every month. That'll give some content for the channel, at least. So that's interesting to me. We'll see if I enjoy that part. I did not like part 8. I didn't like the direction he was going, frankly. It felt so lackluster compared to part 7. It's like the scale was so much smaller, and the payoff was so minimal compared to part 7's payoff. I mean, part 7 went biblical. I mean, literally biblical. So it's like, come on, part 8, man, like what? Part 8 could have been its own series without any connection, really, to anything else. And while some people love that he can do that and make a slice of life story, it feels jarring after part 7. That's my point. If it had been, its own. The problem is part 7 set up so much, and I feel like he needs to explore more of those ideas. Go into world history. Go into the rock people and Jesus again. Like, go into all the history stuff. I would love to see a connection officially made between Jesus and rock people as if he were a rock person. That's why he survived the crucifixion. That's why he was able to come back to life. I mean, this is all, like, thematically, that's why his stand, Ticket to Ride, turns you into stone. Which is what happened. You turn Lucy basically into stone. People are like, why is that happening? Well, it's clear that there was a theme. He was really going for this. The Silicon life form thing. He loves the idea of Silicon life forms. So make it happen. The Rock, the Pillar Men. Bring the Pillar Men back to some degree. In fact, if the Pillar Men are kind of this part's antagonists, like a criminal group of the Pillar Men. You have Toru was one of their kind of followers. The Pillar Men are the real villains, organized. They're looking. They own the Rorokaka farm or whatever, or the Rorokaka can bring them back to life. Whatever. Bring back cars. I don't care. Like, cars went out into space, and then we had space as a huge theme in part 6. Yeah, bring cars back. Why not? How stupid Arcane was to that. As fast as possible. Oh, there's a healer too? That's annoying.
I can't do that.
Oh, that's so frustrating. They have a healer and the Arcane. You gotta get rid of the healer first. The Arcane can nerf me and shit.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, I'm nerfed. I'm completely nerfed. Stupid Arcane. Stupid Arcane enemies. I'll just beat you with my natural strength, you piece of shit. There we go. Who needs buffs? Hey, we got a Dawnbreaker's Beacon. That's new. That's new. I've never found a Dawnbreaker's Beacon, I don't think. That's the first time I found that. That is interesting. I have now... Well, that's crazy that I found the Dawnbreaker's Beacon here. Wow, that's insane. Okay. Not bad. I'll take it. You know what? I think it's a great way to end. So we are going to end like that. And that's going to wrap it up for me. I'll be around. Once again, I'm not gone forever. There's not much to really talk about. I have been busy. Oh, I meant to do windowed.